Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKadosh.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the rule well, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are doing this work in sincerity and in truth around the four corners of the earth. And much love to the 1/3 of the innumerable multitude of you believers out there. To you all, we say Shalom. We're the brothers from the Great Millstone Salt, Great Millstone West Palm Beach Church. And we pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying through the Spirit. All right, this is another New Year's Eve of destruction. All right, it's Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, man. You know, may the Lord come and destroy this bitch in this next year, man, and save us up out of here. But, you know, so tonight, in a couple hours, is going to be so-called New Year's, right? This is everything about America is upside down, you know. So we were just talking about a couple things, and brothers got a few articles here. We want to just start this off by talking about like the origin of so-called New Year's, you know. And first, I want to start with bringing the scripture out. Somebody can grab this for me. Exodus 34. Let me see what verse I want. Yeah, Exodus 34 chapter. It's going to be, let's start at the 15th verse. I want like 15 to verse 19.
Okay, I got you. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 34, starting at verse 15. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go, it says, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice.
Right, so the Lord was always commanding us to basically be aware of dealing with these other nations. Because when Jacob was dealing with these nations, they were going whoring after the gods. And that's something Yahweh Shai completely abhors, right? You're not supposed to go whoring after other gods. You're not supposed to sacrifice unto other gods, you know? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 16, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods.
Right, see, this was so important. If you really understood how this scripture is written, right? It says, and thou take their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods. Because what does man do? Right? When you read 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter, it talks about how man will go and rob and steal and bring it back to his love. So when a man is really enticed with a woman, you know, a lot of dudes end up going off. You will find a woman that look good, and she'll be into Christianity. You know, next thing you know, you are getting baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be wary about that kind of thing. It says, and make thy sons go whoring after their God. So wise, because the men are the foundation, right? So now you got the men that are supposed to be serving Yahweh Shem Shai. They'll go and they serving other gods because they were listening to their woman instead of standing strong on the faith that is in Yahweh Shem Shai. So the Lord don't want us doing it. So that's why you got to be, it's okay to deal with other women, but you got to still be in control of your mind and your spirit. Go ahead, brother. And I just went to verse 18, actually.
Do you want that first Ezra for application's sake?
Oh, yeah, first Ezra, yeah.
First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 22. By this also you must know that women have dominion over you. Do you not labor and toil and give and bring all to the women?
Yeah, so when men go out here, you know, when you got a job, you know, you might even let's say you take a broad on a date and your shekel's a little low. You get the fucking chicken nuggets, the tenders, just to make sure she can eat what she wants. You see what I'm saying? So men always, you working and things like that so you can provide for your family, you know? Go ahead.
Yeah, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, and sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
Yeah, he'll go fight a lion, he'll rob people, he'll be wicked, he'll be demonic, he'll hurt, he'll kill, he'll go into the depths, travel on seas, do all of this stuff to bring back to a woman that he cares about. But this is why the Lord requires us to return to our first love, which is Yahweh Shai and the wisdom of the scriptures. You see? But that's what men will do. So if a man his mentality is this way, He'll go whoring after her gods. He'll go and serve the gods that she served just to please her, right? And you know, we're not gonna read it, but going down later on this chapter, it talks about if a woman is with a maid is with a king. He said if she hits him, he won't know. And he said if she laughs, he'll smile and joke with her. But if she gets mad, he'll try to be apologetic. You see what I'm saying? So that's how what a woman that you really like does to you. You know, that's why Elder Yashawama be saying, that's why you got to get a woman you kind of like. You know what I'm saying? Because in this society, you got to always remember that Yahweh Shema Shah should be at the forefront.
Right. Oh, they also they mentioned that if you like a woman too much, it'll never work. She gotta like you more than you like her. That's really the perfect balance here at Babylon the Great.
Yeah, whoever is the one who loves less is usually the one in control. You know, because if you love the woman more than she loves you, she's gonna leave you.
Yeah.
Because she'll realize that women want they want a Lord ultimately. Like we want a Lord, right? You know, so you can't be the one who's just completely all about her. You can love her. The scriptures say love your wives, but you're not supposed to be to the point where, hey brother, if she depart, it is what it is, because you still got your Lord, which is Yahweh Shah. But she ain't supposed to depart if she really feel like she's your love, you know?
Hey, that's why the Apostle Paul said, though they that have wives, be as though they had none.
That's right.
You know, because it's a time and place for everything. We're not in the time to have our head all, you know, in our woman ass, man.
Yeah, when they say have your nose wide open, yeah, you know? Okay, go ahead. I know, verse 17 from your one.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 34 and verse 17.
You got scripture you want to bring out? Anybody else chime in real quick?
I'll wait after you.
Okay, all right.
It says,
Two more verses.
thou shalt make thee no molten gods.
Thou shalt make thee no molten gods. So even Janus was a molten god too, right? They had Janus, the brother's about to get into that in a second, but Janus had idol. It was idolatry of stone. They used to have them in gold and silver, all kinds of things that would make sacrifice to Janus, right? But you're not supposed to make you no molten gods. Go ahead.
Verse 18, the feast of unleavened bread thou shalt keep. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee, in the time of the month Abib. For in the month Abib thou camest out from Egypt.
Right. So why do we come out of Egypt in the time of Abib? When you go into the word Abib, there it goes into a Hebrew word Abayah, which means harvest or springing forth, or even something renewed. So this is the Lord. That's when time of year does that happen? It's literally called the spring.
Yeah.
And when something springs, it jumps up, it comes forth. You see, so the Lord, this is the time that the Passover was determined during the springtime. This is the time of the refreshing of the earth. You see flowers blooming. They call it spring cleaning because everything is being renewed. This is the Lord was born during the time. That's another thing. They talk about Christmas. The Lord was born during the time of the Passover.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that lets you know the Son of Man was born around that time. It was something spiritual happening, right? So this is the mentality that people have about the winter and New Year. That's completely off. You know what I'm saying? But y'all better tap in on your thoughts and stuff.
Hey, brother, real quick, as far as like you mentioned, the spring being the new year, I seen a video around quote unquote Christmas. You had a so-called white woman, basically someone asked her, do you celebrate Christmas? And she was basically going into how Christmas is a pagan holiday, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ was born in the spring, he wasn't born in the winter. And that's how you also know that the Lord is making Esau bare.
Yeah.
Because these were all things that was passed down through generations and generations. People just took it, accepted it, they ate it. But now we're seeing that the Lord is uncovering all the lies and all the secrets, man. That's why they're getting ready to do away with this internet soon, man, because there's no censorship. Everything is being revealed in the latter time, man.
All right, quickly. This is this is going into basically like how Esau Edom has turned everything upside down. Like everybody out here popping fireworks, everybody believing that this is the new year, but really it's not. This is Isaiah 29, starting at 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh Shemel Shai. It's about the Edomites. So in line 24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. And it says, and their works are in the dark, they say, who seeth us,
Mhm.
and who knoweth us, and that's, you know, well, that's the mindset of, you know, the top elite banking families, all right, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers. Verse 16 says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. So Esau, you know, has turned, you know, this world upside down, like, you know, from the new year, right? How is it the new year when it's in December, right? Brother Bashar always go into it. Jesse goes into what? 10. Octagon has 8 sides, so you know this man has turned everything upside down, you know. So this is really not the new year. This is we in the midst of the winter, right? A new year starts in the springtime, right? What they call it, like the first fruits. Yeah, first fruits. Because why? Because that's when you plant everything, and then you know the last fruits is when, you know, at the end of spring, when winter's about to come in, that's when you pick up that's when you pluck up your crops. So this is right now we in the midst of the winter. This is dead. No crops is growing, no nothing. You know.
Real quick. Real quick. This is Psalms 82:5. It reads, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course." Right? Back on the points that Brothers was making, man. Right? These people are in the mindset of thinking that, you know, even going back to what the brother was saying, to, you know, them thinking that days like Christmas is around the time when the, you know, the Lord was birthed. You know, as we already know through the scriptures, the Lord was birthed in the time of spring, so we know that's off, man. Right? The whole course of this world is out of course, man. Right? Everything that they teach you and promote in this world is contrary to what's written in these scriptures, man. Right? That's a telltale sign to let you know that something's up, a red flag, man. But yet, majority of people are continually following what is being pushed and portrayed, you know, in this world, man. That goes to show that there's a problem. That goes to show you that these people don't have the light of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah in them, man. Who are they following if they don't got the light of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah in them, man? They following Satan, man. Ultimately, you know, they follow the left-hand side, you know.
There's no gray area. You know?
Mm-hmm.
See, when you serving the God of the Bible, all right, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh Shah, you're not serving him, you're serving Satan. You know, there's no gray area. You know.
Yeah, it said man cannot serve 2 masters. He will hate the one and then love the other. To roughly paraphrasing. But I got this one real quick. It's in the book of Isaiah, the 9th chapter, in the 16th verse. It says, "For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that have them led of them are destroyed," man. So the leaders of this people cause them to err. Err means to be led astray, man. You know, and just like the brother Zakat was going into, you know, our people truly have a spirit of darkness on them. It says that in Isaiah the 60th chapter that gross darkness shall come upon the earth, and it will go upon the people. Gross darkness upon the people, man. You know, our people don't, you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't, you know, truly understand what's getting ready, you know, to happen in this planet Earth. It's about to get real dark here, man. You know, they're getting ready to, like the apostle just shared, they're getting ready to arrest U.S. citizens, you know, without even letting them know what they've been arrested for, man. You know, beginning with the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab said he will own nothing and be happy, you know. So, like it says, a time of trouble, like never before, man. You know, this is what we in them times now. We always mention we getting ready to head into them times, but we in them times now, man. You know,
Right. Motherfuckers lighting fireworks. You know, Donald Trump passing legislations. You know, he's ICE. You know, you got all these things that's going on in the earth. You know, persecution of the Israelites. You know, family of the word.
yeah.
You know, they passing anti-Semitism bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while Jake popping fireworks. You know, Esau Edom in the cut. You know, getting ready to come down with wrath. You know.
Hey, bro, just to add, February gonna be the end of the temporary stay with the Levites,
yeah.
and as well as these different other. But see, the thing with Northern Kingdom is, you know, you can kind of tell the difference between a so-called white man and a Hispanic or so-called Hispanic. But with the Levite thing, you can't tell the difference between you can't tell the difference between a so-called Judite,
Right.
or you know,
In the eyes of Esau.
right, in the
all
eyes
black.
of Esau. So that's how you know
Black.
ICE. You know, you really about to see ICE come down, because just like how they did the Northern Kingdom, they were stopping them down on the I-95. It was so. This how you know this man is getting ready to roll, man. Like it says in Revelation, the 12th chapter and 12th verse. He knows that he had but a short time. You know, that's why he's getting ready to come with great wrath, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother. I think I was on this whole. Oh, you.
Oh, no, matter of fact, yeah.
No, you got it, you got it.
Good, bro.
No, because y'all mentioned earlier about like how you know, these people they're celebrating popping fireworks while Esau's putting legislation. That made me think about this whole year 2025. You know, that's all Esau been doing this whole year. Like, of course he's been throwing distractions out, but amidst those distractions, he's just been, you know, underhanding signing bills and putting things in place, because pretty much like brother's been saying, 2026 may be the year where he really starts moving. But matter of fact, I can get into Isaiah the 10th chapter, because you know, this pretty much entails what Esau been doing all 2025.
Come on,
Because
brother. I want to hear.
all the 10th chapter and the first verse.
Okay, this is. Oh yeah. Sure. Okay, go ahead.
God, this is Isaiah 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
In which they have prescribed. You know, pre means before, scribe means to write. So they write these laws before they pass them, and then they want a perfect excuse to apply them prior to society. So what Esau Edom has been doing all year long is pretty much passing, you know, signing different bills, because 2026, Lord willing, may be the year where they pretty much move on the people, and mainly the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. Because while, you know, Jake is being distracted by, you know, these celebrity news, you know, being distracted by these foggy days and different things of that sort, you know, Esau Edom, you know, is going to come in like a flood, and they're not going to see it. You know?
Yeah, you had something else, right?
Yeah. This is Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, verse 2. It reads, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting." And right now, you know, especially with the day that today is, these people are in the house of feasting right now, man. You know, as we could hear in the background, I don't even know if the camera can pick it up, but we hear fireworks going off in the background, right? People are in that spirit of turning up, feasting, you know, making their, you know, New Year's resolution, you know, as we about to go into, you know, what that going back to. But nevertheless, you know, they're in the wrong spirit, you know, in these, you know, final days we are in right now, man. You know, the proper spirit to be is in the sorrowful, you know, mourning spirit, man. You know, but these people don't care. You know, they just want to party. They want to turn up. They want to do their New Year's resolutions, man. But yet they know that destruction is getting ready to not even get ready. It's really knocking at their front door, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Their New Year's resolution is not repenting.
Mhm.
Turn back to the sorry. Their New Year's resolution is filled with vanity. You know, I'm gonna start hitting the gym. You know, I'm not gonna smoke no more. You know, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. But their New Year's resolution, like, you know what? I'm gonna start reading the Bible. Let me start getting closer to my God. You know.
Right, brother.
Yeah, it's like, brother, my New Year's resolution, I'm gonna make 100K this year.
Right.
My New Year's resolution, I'm gonna go on vacation to the Bahamas. Like, the scripture says to take no thought for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, the morrow got the problems of itself. You know what I mean? Like, who says that you're gonna make it to this day or this month? That's how you know Babylon has pushed that spirit of Alexander Crowley, man. Do as thy will.
And the brother from Dallas just made a lesson about that. You know, think not on tomorrow. Because when you start thinking on tomorrow, that means, you know, you lack of faith.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta, today gonna have his own problems. Worry about getting through the day. You know?
Yeah, we live in this bitch day by day, bro. Shit, every day you like, Lord, just get me through the day.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, but it's funny y'all say that. That's y'all point. People do not make any New Year's resolutions, and that's through anyway, but making a New Year's resolution to praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And see, Gabar mentioned before we started, when we got here, he was like, man, you know, these people do the exact opposite of you know how we are. We do the exact. We talking about the New Year's Eve of destruction. These niggas is popping fireworks. You see what I'm saying? Like just hoping it's a, you know. And then I hate this time of year because everybody tells me Happy New Year. Every fucking body, bro. Then the nigga could be opening the goddamn door for Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year. And then so you don't want to seem like a demon. So I'll be like, same to you, man. So I say same to you, everybody. One lady, I was talking to her on the phone earlier. I said same to you. She hesitated. I was like, all right, have a good day, man. You know what I'm saying? I fucking hate that shit, man. But you know, this the New Year's Eve of destruction because each year we're praying to Yahweh Shah to bring this place to a close, man. You see what I'm saying? While they rejoicing, you know, and it's not the time to be rejoicing. You know, brother just posted an article. It said Donald Trump is warning about World War III.
Yeah.
You see why you niggas popping fireworks? They about to pop the real fireworks.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? But go ahead and grab that real quick, and then we're gonna get into that history in a second.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. And it reads, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Right. So this is all contrary to what the Lord is arranging. Right? They call evil good. Right? They'll sit up and say Christmas is good. They'll say New Year's is good. Just because it has a word new. New ain't always better. You see, they'll say New Year, but this one, it ain't the New Year. You know, this shit is just the count. They don't lie to you about the times. They lie to you about the laws. Everything is wrong. When are you gonna stop believing this devil with everything that he's telling you? You know, and so it says that put light for darkness. You know what I'm saying? So the things that are good, they tell you it's dark. We're telling you about the Bible, and they're like, those guys are full of hate.
Yeah.
You see? But a Christian will lie to you and tell you everybody can be saved, which is a lie.
Right.
And you will say, oh yeah, that's the path that I want to go in. You see? So this is all contrary to the words of the Heavenly Father. So this is why the Lord got to do a lot of smiting. This is why Isaiah 66, he says he's coming like a whirlwind with fire and fury, a rebuke of flames, man. This is why he's coming that way, right? Because at the end of the day, these people don't realize what they got themselves involved in. Put everything the opposite of the Lord. And look, that make you mad. Can you imagine asking somebody to do something and they always do the complete opposite of what you asked them to do?
Yeah.
I know my mom used to get mad at that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ask you to clean the table, your ass took the trash out.
Yeah.
I told you to clean the goddamn table.
Hey, bro, they say that in Isaiah the 55th chapter, the Lord lets us know that his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, his ways are higher than our ways, and if us as mortals, and we get annoyed at shit like that, how much more the Lord, brother? Just to back you up, man.
Right. And, you know, when they go to that word new, in the New Testament, that word is kainos, it means to be refreshed. So it's like, you know, people say Happy New Year, that's all it is, just going from December 31st to January 1st. The date of the year changed, but you still in captivity, you still subject to payments, you still on child support, you still gotta pay rent, you still gotta work your 9-to-5 job, you still subject to payments, so ain't nothing new. What's gonna come new is the kingdom, you know, where the earth is gonna be refreshed, you know, where we're gonna be on top, you know, so it's nothing new, it's the same shit.
Right. And then you have even, you know, it kills me. You know what motherfuckers do on New Year? They go and clean their house.
Yeah.
And shit like that. It's like, nigga, you should have been nasty in the first goddamn place. That'd be my first thought. You know what I'm saying? You're doing all this goddamn cleaning, acting like this is going to be a new profound change for your life. But ain't shit changed, but literally a date on the calendar, bro. You see what I'm saying? So just let you know, the people, their spirit's not right. The Lord is asking us to change our spirits. He's asking you to become a whole new creature. And you niggas thinking because it's January 1st that you're about to become a new creature, but the Holy Spirit has to do that. A date on the calendar cannot do that. An idol God cannot do that. You see what I'm saying? So let's get some of them articles real
Hey,
quick,
bro,
bro.
I know you want to get. I just wanted to make a quick point, real quick, just concerning
Thank you. That plus like 1 or 2 over here.
yeah, just concerning Damn, you know what? Let's get articles.
It slipped your mind.
It slipped.
It's probably you talking.
Nah, man, it slipped just like this. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
get it back.
yeah, that's all.
So we were talking about New Year, and I was watching this video, and this is how it got brought up, because New Year's is not what people think it is. You got it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember. Nah, brother, this is just a social construct, man,
Yeah.
concerning, you know, Esau, Edom, because you mentioned about the calendar. This is a false calendar, but let's begin from Thanksgiving. Basically where you got to put out your money, then followed by Christmas, then followed by New Year's, then followed by what is that? February.
Valentine's
Day. These are all months where this man is gouging at your pockets.
Right, March, you got fucking
St.
Patrick's
Saturday,
Day.
people go out and fucking drink.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day, you got
Easter.
July 4th.
Easter.
July 4th,
July
all
4th.
year round. This guy has calculated with the months, so where he's making money. Not to mention, every time you get paid, you pay your taxes. So Esau, Edom, Uncle Sam, this guy is squeezing everything out of us, man. So, hey, but only a very small few can see that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and one of y'all mentioned earlier about Schwab saying you will own nothing be happy. If that's not one of the most disrespectful terms I've ever heard in my life, that's like saying fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you will own nothing be. So the thing is, the Bible teaches us about ownership, right? When our forefathers, they had cattle, they had land, they had wealth and substance and things like that. So naturally, as a man, you want to own things. Right, the Esau, like, you gonna own nothing and you gonna be happy. You gonna do it with a smile on your face. That's complete disrespect from from Esau, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just taking away what the Lord is constantly giving people for free. Esau want to take it away from you. Now your own soul and blood.
You got UBI with fucking Elon Musk. You know?
Yep.
Universal basic income.
Yeah.
You just a slave, basically.
Yeah.
That's basically like we were talking about the damn ankle braces earlier. You basically got an ankle monitor on. You do what I say, you go out what you go.
House arrest.
House arrest.
Yeah.
You see, so in it, that's why they want to bring further seed too. Ultimate control, man. But you know, oh my God, the UBI and then having niggas under that C-hip, Esau took over the game.
Hey, brother, we watched Elysium.
Elysium, yeah.
Elysium, that movie goes into it. You got the two top quote-unquote philanthropists in the earth, right? Because a philanthropist is supposed to go out and do good.
Right.
But they don't. We know what Bill Gates and Elon Musk go out there and do. But yeah,
What's that movie where the woman, like, she had like the C-hip, but she wasn't invited, so they started like subtracting the stuff off of her.
Oh, Digital Prison. No, I don't know.
When the numbers went down.
Oh,
Yeah, where basically like
at the time?
Yeah, I think
with
so.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that. No, that's the movie with JT. That's the movie with JT.
Yeah.
It's basically like a digital prison, and over there in
The
the
woman, she was getting shit deducted off of her.
Yeah, that's that movie.
All the time. So basically you paid your money was your time.
Right.
So whenever you buy a juice or something, they take 30 seconds from your life.
Right. But I thought she was like bucking up, and it was like erasing.
They did that too.
Yeah, they was doing
If
that
you
too.
wasn't in line, they'll
Yeah,
knock
yeah.
out like 20 minutes out
Yeah.
your time. You
Yeah,
late to
yeah.
work, shit. We knock
Her
out
ass was running and trying to meet Justin Timberlake's mama died in his arms because she ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's what they say. Your clock could get punched. You know what I'm saying? Shit, literally, she died in his fucking arms trying to just make them because she didn't have enough to get on the bus. That's how Esau do you. That's how he gonna do with the C-hip. You know what I'm saying? He gonna press that button and it's gonna be over for your ass, man. You know. But we had brought up we got some articles because I was watching this video that was talking about the origin of New Year's, and it was talking about how basically because when we talk about January, the word January comes from the pagan god Janus, Janus. That's where that comes from. And that pagan god, he had two faces, you know, which was go ahead, show that to the camera. Y'all, I know you got the picture.
Yeah.
He had two faces, and so basically those two faces symbolize out with the old and in with the new. Okay, so that's where they get the idea of new year, new me. That's where they get that from Janus. All right, all this is pagan worship, and people don't even know what they're getting themselves into. And you know, it's funny. because where we park our cars sometimes, there's an elevator, and the name of the elevator company is Janus.
Wow.
And see, an elevator is likened unto that, right? You entering in one way, and then you come out as something completely different when you get off the elevator. You see, you're on a different floor, you're something different. So they took that mentality and applied it to the elevator. But what they were mentioning, the brothers are going to read into it, but basically, the people were making offerings to Janus. They were so in hopes that the new year would be prosperous, so they would give up sacrifices to him. So you can read your story out, and then you can get your.
So right here it says the Babylonian New Year was adopted by the ancient Romans as was the tradition of resolutions. The timing, however, eventually shifted with the Julian calendar in 46 BC, which declared January 1st as the start of the new year. January was named for the two-faced Roman god Janus, who looks forward to new beginnings as well as backwards for reflection and resolution.
And this is also how you know we're still under the beast system. That was a Roman god, and they're completely in sync with Roman ways, Roman customs unto this very day. It's 2026 now, and these people are still following after Roman gods. This is the beast system all over again, man. You know. You got it, brother.
A little bit more. It says the Romans would offer sacrifices to Janus and make promises of good behavior for the year ahead.
Right, that's how you know. So this is how you know they really believed in this idol worship, because a promise of good behavior, right? Which is, first off, these were demons. Romans were wicked, all right? Those were Edomites. So they weren't promising no good behavior. And that's just like a New Year's resolution. They say the average time for a New Year's resolution is what, 30 days?
30 days.
30 days, and it's before 30 days. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, and they give it up because they say in order to turn something into a habit, you have to do it for 21 days, and then it becomes a habit. So that lets you know they just giving up they New Year's resolution after 2 weeks.
Jim be filled up for
Jim,
about a week.
oh my God, I hate these next few weeks.
Yeah.
Niggas in there, you like, God damn, nigga, you can't wait till this shit clear out because everybody buying gym memberships. Hey, the gyms love that shit. They like, let's give this money.
Just when they make the most bread.
Yep.
Because everybody filled with motivation.
Yep, everybody feel motivation, get these niggas hot going, and then, you know, don't go to LA. They're going to keep your ass for like 6 months. So keep taxing your ass.
But
You ain't been going.
Brother, they say that discipline will always supersede motivation.
Yep.
You know, because when you discipline, hey, you shit, sometimes you wake up late night, you motivated to do push-ups.
It's
You
another word
motivated to
too.
change your life.
Consistency.
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 Yeah.
But that's discipline too. But consistency will always beat motivation.
Yeah.
Because even when motivation doesn't kick in, consistency will work. But that's discipline.
Yeah.
Yep.
Motivation is just a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling. It's an impulse.
It's
It's
an
an
impulse.
emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get motivated. Sometimes shit, you be every day like this. I'm gonna go to the gym. You get motivated, but then something unmotivates you real quick. But if you consistent, you still like, I'm gonna get my ass up and go.
Yep.
You see?
I had something real quick.
Yep.
I looked up the average time New Year's revolution lasts. It says most New Year's revolutions don't last, with many failing within the first few months. A 2023 Forbes Health survey found the average lasted less than 4 months, with high drop off around the 2 and 3 month marks, while other data suggests up to 80% are abandoned by February, with motivation waning by the 2nd February and January.
That's the real.
And it's
that's
called
the real-
it's called Quitter's Day.
And this is funny because part of January is called hiring day. We're gonna get into so that's interesting. But February, so it said before even February. That's the real stat.
Second
right there.
Friday in January.
You see? So it says 80% of people by the time February comes, they done.
Yes. It says by the 17th century, New Year's resolutions were so common that folks found humor in the idea of making and breaking their pledges.
Oh my God! See, that's a promise to Janus. You know, Janus, if you bless me, you know what I'm saying, we can make this year work. I'm gonna do right by you. You know, really, they're sacrificing to him. They'll think they're doing it for themselves, but really, you're sacrificing to an idol god, and you're upsetting Yahweh Shema Shah, which really a man can. Hey, shit. Anybody? I don't know who it is, but any of y'all brothers found the Lord in January? No. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't be like January 1st, all right, this year, Yahweh Shema Shah gonna enter my life. It ain't work like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Springtime.
Springtime, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's spiritual though.
Hey, bro, these dudes and a few women, they looking for the Lord in January.
Nah.
They looking
trying to
for
turn up.
worldly. They trying to turn up. They looking for worldly gain and things of that sort.
And what do to bring in January? They get drunk.
They get drunk.
That's the scriptures talk about the woe into the strong drinks and they inflame them. You know what I'm saying? They do that. Some people didn't go to work today. They go, I'm gonna drink all goddamn day until New Year's come in. You see what I'm saying? So these people they do that. They just get drunk to bring in the New Year. How you gonna start a new year and you're not even consciously aware?
Yeah.
You see? Well, you got it.
So Google, I typed in slaves New Year history. So I got this article from Time magazine, and the title of this article, it says, "The slaves dread New Year's Day the worst, the grim history of January 1st. It says Americans are likely to think of New Year's Eve as New Year's Day as a time to celebrate the fresh start that a new year represents. But there is also a troubling side to the holiday's history. In the years before the Civil War, the first day of the new year was often a heartbreaking one to enslaved people in the United States."
That's referring to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says this day is supposed to be a day of heartbreak. So you're supposed to be in the house of mourning. You see, it says for enslaved people in the United States. These are your forefathers. This is you, really, that it's talking about, right? This is you Israelites out there. Go ahead, brother.
Yep. It says in the African American community, that's talking about the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says New Year's Day used to be widely known as Hiring Day or Heartbreak Day.
That's crazy. And guess what? How they do? Then what's next month? Valentine's Day. This day is Heartbreak Day, but in a month now you talking about love to the eye of God. That's crazy. Go ahead.
As the African American abolitionist journalist William Cooper Neal described it, because enslaved people spent New Year's Eve waiting, wondering if their owners were going to rent them out to someone else.
That's terrifying, bro. That's heartbreaking day. You sitting up there and you wondering if you're gonna be rented out or you're a slave. You don't know what they're gonna do to you on this day. You don't know if they're gonna sell your family. You don't know if they're gonna split you up. Go ahead.
That is like a curse in Deuteronomy.
Brother, I'm right here. I was waiting.
Longing.
Yep, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 32. It says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no light in thine hand." That's the curse being fulfilled right there. You can't say that that's not biblical. That's the Bible. That's the curse that's on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That you're gonna have a heartbreak. That your family is gonna be sold away, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
That curse is still on us today, because even when your son or daughter is born in that hospital, you still have to sign your son and daughter off to Esau, even to the government.
Yep.
You can't leave that hospital without signing that birth certificate. So that's like, you sign them off. You don't own them.
Yeah.
That's that also shows you how we're Jake. These curses apply unto us.
Right.
The small matters. There's no time period been recorded. Even to this day, where they fit the description. It's Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They have gone through this, like the brother just mentioned. Even until this day, man. Even until this day, you have a Jake having no pops, no parents. You know what I'm saying? They can't split from their families. Amalek don't go through that, man. Amalek well off.
What was going on with ICE? They splitting, Mexicans, they splitting their people up. I know Eve, she said she was detained by ICE for 2 years. 2 years. And then they sent her off back to Venezuela. just letting you know, like, you know, we don't have no might in our hand.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
this curse is still applying to our people to this very day. Yeah, somebody mentioned earlier how Donald Trump is about to start arresting people.
Yep.
You don't think he's gonna separate people's families all over again? You know, we be talking about FEMA camps and things like that. They ain't gonna send you and your whole family all to one place together and keep y'all happy. They gonna separate y'all up. Yeah, divide and conquer.
Send one to Alligator, Alcatraz,
Yep,
send one to Port St. You know, all over the
Yeah,
place.
they be having the movies like Hotel Rwanda and shit where
Right.
people used to go places and they have like this big ass wall of missing people and now you looking to see if your family member is posted on the wall and shit. It's because all of the families trying to reunite and find each other again.
What that reminds you of when we was in hardcore bondage.
Yeah.
We did the same thing.
Yeah.
It was breaking up Israelite families all the time.
Yeah.
Send you to that plantation. Send your son to that
Black
plantation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because a slave owner is just going to buy what he can afford or what he wants. So if he see he needs a tall black man, he's going to need somebody to work the fields, I'm going to get him. But another dude might be like, I need somebody to clean around the house. I don't need the man, I need the woman. You know, I need a young girl with small hands. I'm going to take the little girl. So they'll split the family up and not care about that, man. That's why it says he's a man of fierce countenance, not regarding the old, no short favor to the young, man. You know? You got something, bro?
Continue on with this article. It says, because enslaved people spent New Year's Eve waiting, wondering if their owners were going to rent them out to someone else, thus potentially splitting up their families. The renting out of slave labor was relatively common practice in the antebellum South and a profitable practice for white slave owners and hirers.
Yep, and see, I'm gonna get that word antebellum real quick. Yeah, I think it's something to do with like kind of like rebellion or something. It says occurring or existing before a particular war, especially the American Civil War. So this is letting you know what they were doing during that time. It says antebellum, as we use it today, glorifies a painful period in our history when black people were enslaved by white people.
Wow.
You see that?
Yeah, I looked up Antebellum. This is a movie.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Antebellum is a 2020 American horror thriller film written and directed by Gerald Bush and Christopher Renz in their feature directorial debuts. The film star
Janelle Monáe. It starts giving some of the people.
yeah, and it says it follows a 21st century African American woman who wakes up to find herself mysteriously in a southern slave plantation from which she must escape.
You see? So that's crazy, antebellum. So they making this so now that's an interesting word, you know, antebellum. They like, you know, and it says a painful period in our history, man.
Yeah.
So that pain is still, and look at that. Look what come on TV. 12 years enslaved. You see, it's very too real. It says emotional, tearjerker, visually striking. You see what they got? That Jake, man. That's crazy, bro. You can't tell me the spirit ain't real, bro. You see? And so they called it, this is Heartbreak Day, man. So, and that's funny. So we said New Year's Eve of destruction. They got a whole different meaning now, too. You see? But Jake, in the world, they out here will celebrate something that was destroying them, man. You see? You worshiping your enemy, man. You know?
There's a little bit more. I'm gonna jump down. It says some enslaved people were put up for auction that day, were held under contracts that started in January. These transactions also took place all year long, and contracts could last for different amounts of time. These deals were conducted privately among families, friends, and business contracts, and slaves were handed over in town squares, on courtyard steps, and sometimes simply on the side of the road. Damn.
So I'm gonna tell you something to the spirit. This shit still happening.
Yeah.
Probably today.
Sex trafficking.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the same thing.
So this shit's still happening. Esau's still doing it. Esau like keeping up traditions of wickedness. This is happening tonight. You just don't know about it. That's what it said. It said they were sold privately amongst families.
Right.
You see, they're still doing that to this day. And so I looked up yesterday, just real quick sidestep, because you said you were talking about the sex trafficking. I looked up yesterday because this girl that I know, she got an Amber Alert on her phone. I said, how often do you get those? She said, probably, she was like once every couple of days. I was like, shit, I get one probably like once every 2 or 3 weeks. I said, let's do some research. I Googled. There are daily in America, there are 2,500 children that go missing every day in America. In Florida, annually, just in Florida, there's 2,500 in Florida that go missing. I looked up, I did the math in a year. In a year, there's 839,500 something children that go missing in America every year. Where the fuck are they going? Human trafficking, sex trafficking, and I told her they ended up in McDonald's hamburgers.
Yeah, for sure.
She ain't wanted to leave the McDonald's part.
Epstein Island.
Yep. Epstein Island, yeah, they know it. So how are all these children? I said, why? I said, we should be getting Amber Alerts all fucking day.
Hey, brother, you know what's funny though?
Twice a year.
See?
You know what's funny? They'll find the person that's trafficking weed or different drugs,
You see?
right? But you just mentioned almost 1 million children going missing per year.
Yep.
And think how
And that's just what they report to us,
right?
right? And see, and there's a scripture on that. Basically, you know, Psalms 10 goes into that too, but like how they privily set their odds against the poor. But see, Esau will get us for minor things,
Yeah.
but he's sitting out, it's 1 million children going missing a year.
Yeah.
Why isn't the news ringing off the charts about this?
Yeah.
It's because most time they jakes, and guess what? The people, your people, your higher ups, they're the ones involved in it.
Politicians.
Your politicians, your cops, your firefighters, your judges, your governors, your senators, they're all involved in it, man.
The suits and ties.
Yep.
Hey, brother, they got R. Kelly, they got P.
That's
Diddy, they got these dudes at the forefront of these crimes, right?
But still ain't released the Epstein
But
files.
still ain't really Epstein files, right? So you got
Yeah,
Donald
shit.
Trump as the United States president,
Yep.
and that was Epstein right-hand man.
Yep.
But you got these different Jakes being postered up as these monsters,
Yep.
and that's Esau Edom for you.
Yep.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They'll commit the crimes, but they'll put Jake as the face of it, man.
Yep.
You know, even when you go back looking at Emmett Till, right? They have, you know, Jake as the poster child for committing rape, for stealing and robbing all the shit. What time was Esau even doing it?
Yep.
You know, they gonna put Jake as the face of it.
I got a precept.
Yep.
It's the book of Psalms, the 73rd chapter,
Yep.
and starting at the 8th verse, it says they are corrupt.
You can start at 6. Psalm 73 is 6.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro. You started 6.
Psalm, you want to start for me?
Yeah, that shit's shit.
Psalms, the 73rd chapter, beginning at verse 4, it says, "For there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men."
Hey, see, they not in trouble. Even we talking about that, like shit, Jake. We know that's talking about like the curses and the things we go through, but shit, even stuff like going to jail.
Yeah.
Jake could go to jail over some damn weed, but Esau here being the serial killer.
Right.
Esau doing human trafficking and sex trafficking, but they don't got none of the problems that we got. You see, that's crazy, bro.
You know, and a lot of those like daycares, a lot of those daycare facilities, you know, babies be end up missing, babies be getting hung, and a lot of those be Edomites, you know?
You know, this girl asked me today, have you ever seen an adoption facility, like a foster home? Have y'all ever actually been to one?
Nah, I've never been on one. Damn.
She kind of blew my mind with that question. I was like, you know, they show us in movies and shit, you see the little kids in there, but I'm like, I've never actually seen one.
Whatever, be like a little sign foster home.
Yeah, I've never seen one. Like, I used to know they used to like have halfway houses in Detroit and shit like that where niggas was older and they like, you know, people had to take care of shit, but I've never actually seen an adoption or foster home.
But those that do come from out of there are usually like damaged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jimmy Butler, sorry.
Right.
Jimmy Butler.
Go ahead, brother.
And continuing on, Psalms 73 and verse 6, it says, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment."
Yep, they're just completely wicked, man. Everything about their nature it just overcomes them.
Yeah.
It takes over them completely. That's the way that they're made. Just to be the animal kingdom, just to be the demons
Wow.
and devils that they are, bro.
Hey, brother, they track record. I remember you mentioned concerning, all the peace treaties that Esau Edom made with, Gad,
Yep.
as well as Reuben. And if our people would simply just look at even Judah with what was that, the
Civil rights movement.
civil rights movement?
Yep.
What was that one where they put chicken? Was it syphilis? The syphilis?
Oh, Tuskegee
The
project. Yeah,
Tuskegee
Tuskegee area. Yeah.
A Black Wall Street.
Yep.
All these different things. This man has proven to be a demon.
The demon. This General Hanna talking about we want to give us our own plot of land in America and we do our thing. Jake tried that.
Yeah.
That happened more than once, bro. And Esau blew it up. He said we have our own financial system. They don't want that, bro. They don't want you to be separate. They want to destroy, because they know if we're separate. That's where the 10 tribes came over to America to keep the laws of the Lord. That happened in that time. And he said, he's like, oh no, we're gonna find these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So
But why would the Edomites want you to be safe? Dwell and be happy.
No, they don't
That's
want
not
that.
their job.
No, their job is to be demons. It's to make your life hell.
Still kill and destroy.
Yeah, and they
John
don't.
teach us.
Yeah, and they want to do it to us.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Continuing on, verse 7, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish.
Yep.
So this man has more than he. And what does it say in the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter? It also speaks about the characteristic of this man. But
He enlarges his desire as hell.
that's right, brother. He enlarges his desire as hell, man. He has everything, but he still has to plant a U.S. flag everywhere in the earth, man.
Yep.
He thinks himself to be as the Heavenly Father. Ezekiel the 28th chapter, he thinks himself to be the Most High, man. That's why, what does it say in the book of Obadiah, that his pride, his pride has deceived me, man. Romans 9:17, the Lord is hardening the heart of Esau Edom, just as he did Pharaoh, man. He's gonna lift him up all the way up, just as noonday, just so he can bring him down, man. It's a little bit love. Verse 8, it says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, and they speak, like the scripture just said, man. They speak wickedly concerning oppression, man. And our people fall for it, man. You telling me all these different days, they really have a deep, dark meanings behind it.
Yep.
Just like the first, man. You telling me heartbroken day, man? And they speak lawfully about this, lawfully going into being prideful, man.
They'll make a deal selling your family and pop a bottle of that
Pop a
shit.
bottle,
Yep.
make a celebration, take a picture and send mail to each other about it, man. That's the characteristic of Esau Edom, and this man hasn't changed.
Yep.
It says, can a leopard change his spots?
Man, y'all seen that movie Running Scared with Paul Walker?
Yeah.
Man, and it was like towards the end, they was like they kidnapped it. They had like a whole playhouse.
The kids.
Man, that
That shit
shit
was crazy.
That shit still make my skin.
Bro, that's one of the most eerie movie scenes I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Man, yep.
And the kid was wrapped up in that
Yeah.
fucking closet. Oh my god, bro. Y'all should watch that. If you only see that Running Scared, bro. That scene, I'm surprised they put that shit on TV.
Man.
But that's Esau let you know though.
Yep.
Esau will tell you that scene was wild, bro. I couldn't believe that shit. But it's people like this out here.
Yeah.
And be an average Edomite. That was a regular fucking family.
Right.
Smiling in your face. It was the man and the wife.
You gotta think like where they getting these ideas from?
Yeah.
Right.
That's people that's living like
Yeah,
that.
and all these children missing, it ain't no coincidence. So it's hella people doing it. They said like one of the most, they said when they find out people's homes, they said one of the most mundane, irregular things that you'll find is that a lot of people's homes they have at least one dead body in the basement.
Damn.
That's why it's called skeletons in your closet.
Right.
People be having dead bodies in their house and they wonder why these people be murderers, bro. You know? So it's like cute.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go back to this real quick. Y'all was talking about the New Year's Eve, like it's a tradition with the trafficking. And I looked it up. It says it is a severe, continuous problem that traffickers actively exploit during major holidays and events, including the New Year period. The increased travel and distractions make it easier for traffickers to operate and blend in with crowds. And I had this precept. This is Psalms 10, and starting at 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in his secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net. You know, so that's what Esau Edom do. You know, especially, you know, and who's the poor? The Israelites. You know, that's what he constantly does. He, you know, it's a lot of like on social media. It's a lot of like red flag videos, for lack of better words, of like traffickers. They like put up the window shields in a car.
Yeah.
Then they wait for the woman to get out and try to fix it. That's like a red flag to like trafficking. So that shit happening every day.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff. They got stuff like if you touch your doorknob, they got powder or something to make you pass out. Esau got all the little contraptions, and they got that movie that came out called Sound of Freedom. Well, it was all about child trafficking. And when they set up that dude's girl, his daughter they told her she won a scholarship. The lady went to the house, told her they won a scholarship for the girl and shit, told her to meet her someplace, never seen the fucking girl again, bro. You see what I'm saying? Esau is a devil, man. Esau is a devil, and they be showing it right in front of you. But now we got the scriptures to back up everything what's going on in the world. That's why I had earlier 2 Thessalonians 2:8, where it says that wicked shall be revealed, man.
You want that?
Yeah, but real quick, and then we can get our finals and we can wrap it up. Yeah, I know you probably.
Second Thessalonians, you want?
Yeah, I think it's 2 Thessalonians 2:8.
Yeah. It's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 8. It reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, so this is a group of people, y'all. This is not no one antichrist. There are many antichrists. This is talking about the nation of Edom. All right, starting with Amalek, the so-called JWs, man, that are behind all of this corruption, this wickedness, this depths of Satan, man. All right, they're the ones behind this, and now they're being revealed. Who would ever thought that New Year's Day was called Heartbreak Day? You see what I'm saying? Who the fuck you knew? That's being revealed, man. That things like that, all of the things that all of your crimes are coming to the front. You know, like sometimes people hide a dead body in the backyard, but when it rains, next thing you know, you start seeing body parts pop up. The Lord is that rain. This word is that rain, making all of the things in the dirt show, man. You know, so the Lord is proving how wicked this man is, and now we got the words to truly fulfill what's going on, man.
Right. So, you know, like Jake, like they don't really know, like they drink. They're not drinking because they're truly happy about the New Year. They're truly drinking because they're truly drinking because they're not happy to escape. So it's like Jake, it said, give strong drink to them who are ready to perish.
Yeah.
Like Jake out here, they drinking, but not drinking because they truly happy. They're truly happy and blessed for another year. They're drinking because they're really ready to perish. They're really ready for the kingdom.
Yeah, nigga bought him. He spent all his money on Christmas, got him a $10 bottle of Erkin jerk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Jake,
Yeah.
Brady.
Yeah.
Oh,
Today nigga don't get paid till Friday.
Mad Dog.
Hey, you Mad Dog 2020. Rent due tomorrow. That nigga going to hell. He like, man, I'm not
That's really the worst time of the year, Christmas. Because it's towards the end of the year. You know, you got first of the month coming up.
The taxes ain't hit yet.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse 17. It says, because thou sayest, I am rich, and increase with goods, and have need of nothing. And that's the spirit of our people, man. Do what Esau is, giving them
oh, it's mentioned that in 2nd Ezra the 9th chapter, they have received benefits
Yep.
and have not known me. So 2/3 of our people receive benefits of the Lord, and they believe that they well off. They believe that they increase with goods. They have need of nothing. But continuing on, it says, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. And that's exactly what our people are. Without the Lord, man, you wretched, man.
Yep.
You miserable, you poor, you spiritually blind, you spiritually poor, and you naked. You know, because you don't have the covering of the Lord, man. A little bit continuing on, verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, and thou mayest be clothed. And that's the elect, man. That's the sincere believers of the Lord, man. And it says, and that thy shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with thy eyesalve, and thou mayest see. You know. So the only way to be able to see, the only way to be able to be clothed with the Lord is coming back unto Him, man. Coming back, repenting, you know, walking in the Spirit, you know. But like it says, what does it say? For the wages of sin are death. You know, the ways of this world will pollute you, man. That's why Micah says, arise ye and depart. You know, this place ain't our rest. We see day and day that the Lord is truly visiting this place, man.
You know, you had that nigga, you know, who beat Jake Paul ass. Like, he won all that money. He got into a car accident. You know, they let you know that this place ain't your rest. That's so-called black slang and Nation. You know, what was the nigga that won, who had all those belts and he retired? He was catching hell after that.
Crawford?
He
Yeah.
was catching hell after those, after he won that fight, you know? Now he retired.
Scripture says, you know, what if a man shall, you know, receive the whole world, but, you know, lose his soul, you know, so he's paraphrasing. And that's how a lot of guys be, man. You know, they get the money, they get the fame, you know, the renown and everything that this world has to offer, but at the end of the day, they catching hell. You know, a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these rappers and influencers, you know, they don't even have mirrors in their own home, man. They can't.
One of them.
Exactly. You know, they can't look at themselves, man. They see that demon within themselves.
Bro, that's plain. That's a ritual with Anthony Joshua. You know, just like other athletes or entertainers, whenever they make it to the top or make a high amount of money, what happens? People close to them perish. You know, of course, that's on the left-hand side of the Lord, but like, it's not a coincidence. You telling me you go down to Africa and then 2 of your right-hand men die? That's the Lord judging you because that's the Lord judging you because you was proud. You went and took a pie out for Esau's table, man. You know.
All right. I got one more verse, but anybody got any finals, brothers? Okay, Ezekiel 21 and 9 through 10.
That's the scripture I had there earlier.
Yeah. Start at 8, actually.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 8. Again, the word of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy, and say, Thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
The Lord said his sword is sharpened and furbished. The Lord is polishing his sword, getting ready to destroy this place, man. That was going to be by way of these thermonuclear missiles, which is going to come down on America very soon, man. And it's about to be some turbulent times here in America. We were through the start with the apostles of Great Millstone. We've been warning the world about these times to come. But I thought this was Heartbreak Day. You about to see what a real Heartbreak Day looked like through the spirit and power of Yahweh through his judgments.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 10. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree.
Right, so the Lord is basically saying it's about to be a great slaughter right here. It's about to be many deaths. So should we make mirth? Is it time to rejoice? Is it a time to be popping fireworks and being super excited about the new year? No, the Lord likes, why would you make mirth and you know that death is on the horizon, man?
That's right.
You see, so you got to know what manner of conversation. You got to know where your mind is at in these latter days, man. Where your mind is focused on. So it's time to get right with Yahweh Shemel Shah, man, because, hey, man, Lord willing, this the year, man. And this very well could be, man. And then the apostle state this year is the year of the apostates, sellouts, and agents. Shit could get real this year, man. So we got to really pray for the mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shah and put curses up on this place, man, so this shit can come to a close. And Lord willing to do be this year. One of these years is going to be precise and on point. And our Lord, Yahweh Shah, is going to come and save us, man.
Can you read one more, brother? On there?
Verse 11.
Ezekiel 21:11, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. Right, you know, you have like a phone, you buy like an iPhone that says refurbished, right? That refurbished phone is Esau trying to make it new. Right? So the Lord, he's perfecting, you know, those missiles, all right? So it can completely destroy and hit its targets, these so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. It says, he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. His sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. To give it into the hand of the slayer. Slayer is another title for the wicked that the Bible speaks about. And that's how you also know that this time, like the brother said, there's going to be a lot of killing. There's going to be a lot of killing. There's going to be a lot of slaughtering. It said that in Jeremiah 16:4, they shall die grievous deaths, man. That's what's getting ready to happen. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, is the slayer. And we was reading Isaiah the 10th chapter, just like back then, the Lord is getting ready to give, he's getting ready to use Esau, Edom, to be a whooping, you know, to be a belt for his own people, man. It's getting ready to happen again.
It says a refurbished, made to look new again by work such as painting, repairing, and cleaning. It says restored to full working condition, often to like new standards, making it fully functional and packaged with new accessories, usually backed by a warranty. And this is backed by a warranty. This is backed with a promise right here. All right, but you want to say something, bro? All right, hey man, it's another New Year's Eve of destruction. You know, Tawadi Yahweh Shemel Shah, it's not a new year, but we're grateful for him to helping us make it through another one and made this one. He helped us get through this one and destroy this place quickly and hastily as we hasten the day of Yahweh Shemel Shah. You know, you brothers, may Lord bless your families and your households and keep fighting, keep enduring, and keep the faith. All right, and Bob the Ball. So with that, we give all the praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, mercy, elect. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.